Hi class, good evening. Dr. Dilmar here. As you know, or you would know if you read the last announcement, I was feeling a little bit underneath the weather this week. So I wanted to give you about a 6-minute video so that we can catch up with one another and make sure we're all on the same page. So I'm going to jump right in to make sure that we keep this as short as possible for you. So first and foremost, I'm on the home page of the class site here, and you'll see that our first week readings and important assignments, that's well past August 25th. And excuse me a second.
Alexa, stop timer.
Alexa's going off my time. August 25th, our important assignments were due. If you've turned those in, they're graded. If you put them into the Dropbox, even if they were late, they're graded. If you emailed me though, it takes a lot longer to go through student emails one by one and then enter grades. And so if you emailed me something, then give me a few days. I'm catching up with those and I will get those entered. It would like you please, if you could, to put your course in the subject line if you email me in the future, please. So like the 2112 here, just put that in the subject line. That way I know what class you're emailing from, especially for those of you who are in several of my classes. Module 2, that was due last week, chapter 14. So you should have that work completed, and then today ends module 3. Now because I'm a little bit behind and I'm catching up, I wanted to let you know that if you needed until Wednesday or Thursday for module 3, chapter 15, then you can take that additional time if you need it. I also wanted to, when you click on module 3 and you look at the supporting instructional materials, wanted to let you know that there was a great PowerPoint there for you. Even if you've completed the assignments, that you might want to go back and review. And then for module 4, which starts tomorrow, technically it's not due until the 28th, but if you look at module 4 for chapters 16 and 17, then you've got a PowerPoint here on urbanization. And I try to find PowerPoints that are very succinct so that you can move through material quickly. I will say though that Cengage is set up, to me, it breaks down the material quite nicely for you. So I want to just look at Cengage real quick so that you are working through that appropriately. So if you go into Blackboard and you're in Blackboard and you're going to click on one of your assignments, then it's going to take you directly to the assignment page. Let me be clear, you can go into Cengage, you can just log into Cengage and go into your textbook and read and complete the graded assignments. You don't have to go into Blackboard and then click over. They're linked together, and so you can do it either way. If you go into the graded assignments folder and you do click on one of your checks for understanding, I want to just show you something that you may or may not have figured out yet. So you click on your check for understanding. Remember, the assignment for the week is to read the entire chapter, and the expectation is that you're working through even those checks for understanding that are not for a grade to check your comprehension of the material. So I just clicked on this check for understanding. It took me directly to this assignment. But what if I want to read first? Or what if I want to get back into my chapter? Then see this X here, it's a little hidden. It's not, it doesn't stand out a lot. So I just want to make sure you know if you click on that X, you're now at the textbook home page. And so your chapters are here. So chapter 15, chapter 16. So if I just click on 15, you can see all the different links. So these links are set up just like a hard textbook would, your big fat textbook you probably had in high school. It's set up the same way, where you have your focus questions and your reading introduction. You go through, you see the ones with orange dots are for a grade, but each of these links has the readings and then the graded activities. And so you can see here there's the average scores of students and how many people have completed those. Now, what do I want to say about that? Well, let's go back into our Blackboard page real quick and look at our modules. There are a lot of checks for understanding. I do not want you to get wrapped around the wheel. I don't want you to get stressed out about these checks for understanding and timeline activities. I know that some of these are more challenging than others. Some of these are difficult to make a 100 on. There are a lot of these activities for each module, and I will be dropping several of the lowest grades. In addition, I do randomly go in and check performance and give curves on some of these different assignments. So it's important that you don't get stressed out about your grade for the checks for understanding. Of course, you still have to make a grade, you still have to do them, and I expect that you perform well on a lot of them. I'm just telling you that you shouldn't be disappointed or discouraged if you make a poor grade on a handful of them. Just keep working through and making sure that you are reading your material. It's super important that you spend at least an hour a week reading your chapters and then working through these different assignments. I just wouldn't want anybody to think that they were going to pass or fail based on 1 or 2 checks for understanding grades, because that's not how this course is set up. All right, so you've got a couple of days on Module 3, and then you'll be working on Module 4. The part that I will get a little bit better on is these lectures. I do like to give you, I know that not all online classes do this, but I do like to give you some lectures where I just don't just give you material to read. I walk you through some of the key ideas. So I will get a little bit better with that starting this week with Module 4, and I will make another announcement when that happens. So we're about 6 minutes in, and I hope that clarifies kind of where we're at as far as in the course and what the expectations are, and then I'll be checking back in with you later. So have a good night.